Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about generations of computer. The computer has evolved from a large sized simple calculating machine to smaller but much more powerful machine. Okay? The evaluation of computer to the current state is defined in terms of the generations of computer. So total there are five types of generations. Those are first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation and fifth generation. Each generation of computer is designed based on new technological development, result in better, cheaper and smaller computers that are more powerful, faster and efficient than their predecessors. There are five types of generations. So let's see one by one. In the following subsections, we will discuss the generation of computers in terms of first one, the technology used by them. Those are hardware technology and software technology. Next one is characteristics. Those are speed, number of instructions executed per second. And the third one is physical appearance, about the size. Okay. And the last one is their applications. So we will talk about generations in these four aspects. Okay. So first generation computer. So the first generation computers are developed during 1942 1956. So in this first generation the computers are vacuum tubes. Okay. So hardware technology, the first generation of computers used vacuum tubes for circuitry and magnetic drums for memory. Okay. So for memory they use magnetic drums. The input to the computer was through punched cards and paper tapes. So in this generation we give the input to the computer by using keyboard and mouse. Okay. So in 1942 1956, that is the first generation computers, the input to the computer was through punched cards and paper tapes. The output was displayed as printouts. Okay. So in this generation the output is monitor. Okay, the output device is monitor. Okay. So software technology, the instructions were written in machine language. So machine language is nothing but the machine understandable language. Machine can only understand zeros and ones. Computer cannot understand human language. Okay, that is English language. Computer only understand machine language, that is nothing but zeros and ones. First generation computers could solve one problem at a time. Okay, so in first generation of computer we can perform only one task at a time. Next, characteristics are computation time was milliseconds. Okay, so here one task completed in milliseconds. Okay. Third characteristic, physical appearance of this computer were enormous in size and required a large room for installation. So the first generation computers are very large in size. So application they were used for scientific applications. They were the fastest computing device of their time. Okay, so in that time vacuum tubes are the fastest computers. Examples of vacuum tubes are first generation computers are UNIVAC, that is nothing but universal automatic computer. Next, ENIAC, electronic numerical integrator and calculator. And electronic discrete variable automatic computer, that is nothing but EDVAK. Okay, so this is the image of first generation computer. Okay, so vacuum tube. Next, second generation computer. So the second generation computers were developed in the year of 1956 to 1963. Okay, So in this generation, transistors were replaced the vacuum tubes of the first generation computers. So in the first generation computer, vacuum tubes are used. In the second generation computers, transistors are used. Transistor allowed computers to become smaller, faster, cheaper, energy efficient and reliable than the first generation computer. They used magnetic tapes and magnetic disk for secondary storage. Okay, so primary storage and secondary storage. There are two types of memory, those are primary and secondary. Primary storage is not permanently stored, but secondary storage devices is used to store data permanently. The input was still through punch cards and output using printouts. Okay, so in first generation and second generation, input output is same. So this is the image of transistors. Okay. Software technology, the instructions were written using assembly language. So in first generation, the software technology is machine language, that is machine understandable language. In second generation, the instructions were written using assembly language. So assembly language using mnemonics like add, sub, div, mul. Okay, so these are the mnemonic codes. The computation time was microseconds. So in first generation computers, milliseconds. So here microseconds. So here one task completed in microseconds. Physical appearance, smaller in size compared to vacuum tubes. Okay, and application, the cost of commercial production of these computers were very high, though less than the first generation computers. The transistor had to be assembled manually in second generation computers. Okay, so this is all about second generation computer. Next, third generation computer. So the third generation computers were developed in the year of 1964 to 1971. So in this generation, the hardware technology is integrated circuits. Those are called IC chips. Okay, integrated circuit chips. So in IC chip, multiple transistors are replaced on a silicon chip. Okay, silicon is a type of semiconductor. So this is the image of third generation computer, integrated chips. Okay, so here the software technology is high level language were used. Okay, so in first generation machine language, second generation assembly language, and third generation is high level language. High level language is nothing but human understandable language, that is English language. So that English language can never be understood by computer. Okay, so computer only understand machine language. Okay, so in this third generation computers, high level language were used. The computation time was nanoseconds. Okay, milli, micro and nanoseconds. Physical appearance of these computers was quite small compared to second generation computers as well as first generation computers. Okay, computers were produced commercially and were smaller and cheaper than predecessors. Predecessors means before computer. So here the examples of third generation computers, that is integrated chips, are IBM 370, PDP 11. Okay, the third generation computer used less power. Next, fourth one is fourth generation computers. So the fourth generation computers were developed from 1971 to present. So this hardware technology, they use the large scale integrated LSI. Okay, and very large scale integration VLSI technology. Okay, so here they use microprocessor LIC and VLSI. Okay, LSI, VLSI. Thousands of transistors are integrated on a small silicon chip using LSI technology. Okay, so here VLSI allows hundred of thousand of components to be integrated in a small chip. Okay, so this is the image of microprocessor. So here thousands of transistors and hundred of thousands of components, those are integrated in a small chip. Okay, next, so here software technology, several new operating systems like MS DOS and MS Windows developed during this time. So here operating systems are involved. This generation of computers support GUI, graphical user interface. So GUI is a user-friendly interface that allows user interact with the computer via menus and icons. Okay, so graphically user can interact with the computer. High-level programming languages are used for writing programs. So high-level language means English language. Through English we can write the programs. So here computation time is picoseconds. Okay, so physical appearance, they are smaller than previous generation of computers. Okay, application, they become widely available for commercial purposes. Personal computers became available to the home user. So here the examples of microcomputers are the Intel 4004 chip was the first microprocessor. Okay, next, last one is fifth generation computer. So the fifth generation computers were developing, present and next. So in this fifth generation computers we are using artificial intelligence, AI. The goal of fifth generation computing is to develop the computers that are capable of learning and self organizing. The fifth generation computers use super large scale integrated SLSI, super large scale integrated chips that were able to store million of components in a single chip. So million of components in a single chip. These computers have large memory requirements. Okay, the fifth generation computers are based on artificial intelligence. They try to stimulate the human way of thinking and reasoning. Artificial intelligence include like expert system, natural language processing, speech recognition, voice recognition, robotics, etc. Okay, so these are the five types of generations. Five generations. So in first generation, vacuum tubes were used and the developed year is 1940 to 1956. Okay, so here the software technology is machine language. Okay, so in next second generation computers were used transistor and the development year is 1956 to 63. So here the software technology is assembly level language. So in third generation computers, integrated circuits were used and the developed year is 1964 to 1971. The software technology is high level language. So in fourth generation computers, microprocessor were used and the developed year is 1971 to present. Okay, so here software technology is also high level programming language. Okay, last one, fifth generation computers are present computers and next computers, they use artificial intelligence. Okay, So I think it is clear. So if you have any doubts regarding to this video, please comment me in the comment section, and if you want any specific topics, please comment me in the comment section. For more videos, please do subscribe my channel.